Hey guys, Jujubear here. Welcome back to the channel. Now this is going to be pretty interesting. You're probably like looking at this video coming up on your newsfeed just being like, what the hell? I didn't even realize Risk Tournament was still happening. It's still happening. This is going to be the grand finals, the next couple of videos that I'm going to be releasing. What happened was we have Invictus and SunsinDiary. They both advanced to the final stage and they both fought their way into the grand final. Sunsin, something happened to his computer, his GPU or something like that. And he had to get some parts fixed and it took a while to get that done. But they've just played the best of 5 in the grand finals of the Risk Tournament. So I've got the game 1 here, so let's jump in and let's go and see what happens. Okay gang, and here we are. So this is going to be the first of 5 between Invictus and SunsinDiary. Now, game 1 was a normal round. So in the grand finals, there's only a 20% chance of armies being swapped over. So it's a normal round. So Sunsin picked this BOII army and Sol picked this GETAE army. Now, interestingly enough, in these grand final matches, you're going to see people picking builds that they're more comfortable with because, you know, there's not as much of a chance of the builds being swapped over, which is the risk in Risk Tournament. So each player playing it safe. You can see that Sol's gone for a pretty spear-heavy army. Look at this. Lots of Levy Freeman, 3 of them. My god. Yeah, 3 Levy Freeman at the front. We got Spear Warriors. Looks like we got 4 of them. Out in the flanks, we got Veteran Spears. Holy moly. Sword Followers in the center. Following them are a bunch of Axe Warriors, including an Oathsworn. And no more Oathsworn. Interestingly enough, we also have 2 Heavy Horse and 1 Light Horse from Sunsin. Now from Invictus here, we've got out in the flanks, we've got Bow Horsemen. Good move. Heavy Spears. In the center, looks like we're going to have a line of Mercenary Axe Warriors. And on the flanks, we got these Noble Swords. They're backed up by Armor Spears, and there's also a Spear Horseman on this flank. In the center, there are also a bunch of, or 2 Folksmen, a Noble Horseman, and some Dacian Heavy Bows. Wow, okay, so straight off the bat, you can kind of see that the skirmishing supremacy is going to go firmly into Sol's hands here. Yeah, Sunsin is going to have to try and close the gap. Now, I remember in the intro, I did say that Sunsin was getting his GPU fixed, so he hasn't really played the game for a number of weeks or months or whatever. So this will be a true test of whether he can play the game well still. And I can't think of any more difficult test than to face up against Invictus in a tournament. Oh man, poor Sunsin. So lots of spears. Very interesting to see that. These veteran spears are getting shot in the back by the Bow Horseman straight off the bat. Not a bad choice of target there. And SunsinDiary is not going to be able to return fire with any skirmishing units because of course he doesn't have any. Not a bad decision bringing out these Levy Freeman. He's going to hopefully screen with those units. Very, very cheap. They do have precursors that they can push off those Bow Horsemen with. Oh, and a bit of a shifting of battle lines here. Looks like Sol's probably going to try and put a little bit more pressure on one flank than the other. We'll see if Sunsin does shift his battle lines to kind of meet him here as well. Bow Horseman still getting a number of shots in here. They may be off fire at will at this point, in which case they would not waste any ammo. Attack orders on the Heavy Horse, not a bad target either, especially when they're being shot in the back like that. And here we go. Looks like we're going to get a little bit of a twisted battle line. Sunsin's desperately trying to push up a little bit closer, but Invictus is prepared to push heavy on one flank and leave the other one pretty free here. Now, I remember you guys said in the last battle my face cam was a little bit too big, so I've left it out completely for this battle just because there's a lot of strategic movement happening on the battlefield. And I want to make sure that we can keep an eye on everything. Levy Freeman successfully pushing off the Bow Horseman. We got a bit of a push happening here from the Spear Warriors. They could get absolutely flattened by these Spear Horsemen or the Noble Horsemen here. But it looks like there's going to be engagement. Heavy Spears up against these Spear Warriors. Not 100% sure on who would win that, but either way, it's not going to be a blistering fight. We've got the Heavy Horse who are going to be pushing up on this flank. I'm going to say the Cav is pretty strong for the BOII, but he's got Sunsin's got 2 Heavy Horse, sorry, and 1 Light Horse. Very interesting here. We're having a charge. Okay, Spear Horsemen have definitely gotten a full-on engagement with the Heavy Horse. Both units were stacked out pretty wide. We've got the Noble Sword is going to be trying to intercept these Veteran Spears. Very good target for that unit there. Sword Follower is going to be pushed in here against the Heavy Spears. Change of target at the last minute, and they're going to be coming up against these Mercenary Axe Warriors. We've got Noble Horsemen charging into the Heavy Horse. Robbed them of their charge just in time to take the Folksmen. So the Folksmen are going to get into combat against these Heavy Horse. These Folksmen are actually going to pick up quite a lot of kills with their bonus against large and up against spears like this. Those Spear Warriors probably aren't going to last a little bit, aren't going to last much longer. Heavy Horse in the initial charge out in this flank are getting torn down to 30 men and getting a little bit lower. These Noble Horse swords have a pretty good engagement here. These Heavy Horse are being thrown into the back of these Heavy Spears. Not a bad idea. You can see the morale starting to drop on those units. Sol Invictus' Noble Horseman has managed to get a nice charge in those Heavy Horse. That may just be the end of that unit there. These Levy Freemen are being pulled around the flank here. These Armored Spears may have an easy time against that unit, but there is an Oathsworn out in this flank. And that's going to spell a good time for the Sunsin here. Good target, Bow Horseman. Just luring them away from the fight. Proving to be a very good unit in on the battlefield here. Let's check out what's happening on this flank here. We have the Folksmen being taken out of the fight. We're going to charge here with these Mercenary Axe Warriors up against the Sword Followers. Nice precursor volley here from the Spear Warriors. Those Folksmen won't survive the fight there, being taken out. Noble Horsemen being extrapolated there from the Heavy Horse that they just killed. Mercenary Axe Warriors, lots of units left in reserve from Sol Invictus here. He's got a lot of skirmishing potential. Dacian Heavy Bows all still got a fair bit of ammo, I would assume. They have, how many kills have we got here? 17, 9, and 13, so not heaps of work done just yet. Noble Horsemen have been doing quite a bit of work, 78 kills. Boosting up to almost 100 kills there in a very short amount of time. These Heavy Horse are going to have a hard time against those Noble Horsemen if they get a proper charge. Levy Freeman out in that flank, just screening against a Bow Horseman. We have a lot of units coming into the fight here. And it looks like the Cav is starting to run out for SunsinDiary here. He did have two of those Heavy Horse. One of them is being chased off by Sunsin's General. Oh, sorry, Sol's General. And we've just got this Light Horse left, which may prove to be pretty annoying up against these Dacian Heavy Bowmen, but doesn't really look like there's Sol's going to take any chances. Look how close he's keeping his Cav here. Good engagements over here. Noble Swords up against the Sword Followers. And we also have a Mercenary Axe Warrior coming into the fight against these Sword Followers as well. Another Axe Warrior coming over here. Gonna make short work of these Heavy Spears for sure. Armor Spears out in the flank, doing pretty well. The Oathsworn of Sunsin getting into combat here, up against a Noble Sword. A worthy adversary. They've already got 18 kills so far, but these Noble Swords, 136 kills so far. Gonna get a nice little rear charge in here if they can with these Levy Freemen. Thought better of it. These Axe Warriors are going to chase off those Armor Spears. So Sunsin, although he is not practiced of late, he is still putting up a fair bit of a fight here. Got a lot of swords left. Awesome charge coming in here from the Noble Horsemen. Just holding up all these units until, just so that they can pull down those Light Horse in time. Not a bad idea at all. Armored Spears running away from the Axe Warriors here. Jesus, Sol's going to have to be careful not to lose his Noble Horseman here. They are down to 44 men. Speaking of the Oathsworn of SunsinDiary, the General has just managed to finish off its first victim here. Noble Swords. Sword Follower is going to take a brutal charge from the Noble Horseman of Sol Invictus. We have Battle Rhythm being popped. Doing a lot of damage to that unit. Surely it's going to take them out of the fight. Oh, and a bit of surround happening here. Sol's going to have to be very careful not to lose his Noble Horsemen here. Down to 37 men. They are being charged and chased out of this little hole here by Spear Warriors and the Veteran Spears. Going to hightail it right out of there. Might be a good option here to go after these Axe Warriors. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Out in this flank, the Axe Warriors doing a great job. Didn't manage to finish off these Heavy Spears, interestingly enough. Noble Swords in the center as well as Axe Warriors and Armor Spears. So this engagement going very well for Sol Invictus. But look at this, SunsinDiary's got a number of units still left in the battlefield. Couple of spears, couple of swords, half strength, but crucially, he still has his Oathsworn General, 112 men, and they are still active. They're going to claim their second victim here in the form of these Mercenary Axe Warriors. So all of a sudden, we have a bit of a A bit of a change in dynamic here. Sunsin looks like he's gained a little bit of control as of late in the fight. These sword followers taking a full-on charge from these heavy spears. With a combined effort of both of those units, they may be able to take out those heavy spears. At 95 men left. There is a noble sword over here with 81 men. Fairly healthy here, taking down their first victim of these sword followers. And look at this. The general tirelessly working from Sol Invictus. 28 men left. Still hacking away. Pulling down these sword followers if they can. The bow horsemen are going to prove quite useful here in helping out against that unit. 216 kills from the general there. Great work from Sol Invictus. Going to be moving into position. Probably looking for a rear charge here. Veteran spears finally got... Oh, almost going down to the heavy spears here. We do have noble swords, and it looks like this veteran spear has been quite a nuisance so far in the battle. This is turning out to be a very close battle. At the start, I really thought Sol Invictus had this. Then Sunsin started to pull it back, and now I can kind of see it going the opposite way here. Ooh, Mercenary Axe Warriors down to 25 men. They may rout. Looks like they might be able to hold on. No. Looks like they've just run away from this fight here. These Spear Warriors are going to get shot in the back from these Dacian Heavy Bowmen. They have just turned around. And Sol Invictus is desperately trying to chase this, desperately trying to chase this veteran spear, take him out of the fight before he can do any damage to the Dacian Heavy Bows there. So both players opting to bring a lot of spears, and it looks like so far it's kind of paid off for both players. They have been quite useful so far in the battle, and it looks like we got a bit of a waver, and we got some of these units routing so far. The Oathsworn's still in the fight. Red morale. Looks like it's going to be a little bit too much pressure here. You can see the balance of power moving firmly in the direction of Sol Invictus. So that's going to be game one. Exhilarating battle there. A couple of different points in the battle, I saw it going either way. But Sol Invictus really biding his time with his skirmishes, making sure they stayed alive. It definitely paid off there. He got a number of very nice rear shots. 56 kills on one of them. 18 kills on another. And 95 on the other. Man, they were doing some work in the late game. Costly victory there. Excellent work from the general. Noble horseman there. 246 and 141 from both of those noble swords. Doing a good job. And the Dacian Heavy Bowmen, I think, were crucial at the end game. So SunsinDiary bringing his own build. Lots of spears. Very interesting. I like to see this kind of thing being brought. I suppose this probably would have been a little bit more risky. But of course the risk, or the probability of getting a swap round in these grand finals is quite low, so it didn't really pay off for him there. Sword followers getting a lot of kills where they could. Veteran spears, interesting to see these guys brought to the battle. Didn't have the best impact. A lot of staying power though. They did manage to hold out for a long time, but not enough killing power. Man, that was a good battle. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. We're going to be coming up with the second battle. So out of 5, Sol Invictus has just picked up the first win. And that's going to be moving into the second battle. We're going to see if SunsinDiary can bring it back with a win and bring it back to equal pegging. Anyway, this is Jujubear signing out. See you next time.